have with me today in our studio very special guests all the way from Canada, inquisitive about India's medicine, our traditional medicine, yoga, meditation, spirituality, which comes as a package in India, hasn't been explored, isn't mainstream yet, but just the way of life for us as a country. We're so proud that Canada now taking keen interest in the works of Ayurveda, yoga, meditation. Let me introduce our panelists, our guests who have come all the way here to India. We have Honorable Minister here, Michael, who's the Minister for Mental Health and Addictions, Government of Ontario. Michael, thank you very much. I hope you're enjoying India for the last 10 days.
It's been wonderful.
Excellent. We also have Satish Kumar, who's the Chair, Canada-India Foundation. Also joining us, Ritesh Malik, the National Convener, Canada-India Foundation.
Thank you, Nabila.
Thank you.
Ritesh and Satish, thank you very much for bringing Michael here, allowing him to explore India the way it should be ideally. And for him to learn the works of Ayurveda, yoga, spirituality is something that we have always wanted. Western countries or the world around to really take note of what India is proud of. Finally, we believe that the day has arrived. Michael, why don't you start with what you learned when you arrived into India with a mission to understand yoga better?
Well, the first thing I'd like to say is I can't believe how much India has transformed in the last 20 years. I used to come to India for business back in the day when I was practicing law. And having come here and seen the transformation, it's obviously a credit to the work that's being done. And of course, I'm here for the spirituality because it's so important for us to understand the healing part of spirituality in a person's journey. First, their physical health, their mental health, but of course, how we can incorporate spirituality into ensuring that a person is going to be healthy the rest of their lives as a result of using techniques that I think a lot of people here take for granted and for us are surprisingly important and evidence-based, which is something that the West needs to understand better now because it is in fact based in evidence, the work that's being done, just not tradition and experience over years.
Satish, would you want to tell us the purpose the mission behind bringing the minister as important as the Minister for Mental Health to India to get a holistic view of what we've lived with along the years? Michael rightly says that we probably take it for granted, but the fact that we're getting attention, receiving the kind of attention from Canada at this point really makes us value our culture a lot more today. And thank you for it.
Absolutely, Nabila. And first and foremost, thank you for having us. And I must say that we represent Canada-India Foundation, and Canada-India Foundation for the last decade and a half plus has been focusing mainly on that how we can strengthen bilateral ties between Canada and India, which is 360-degree economically, socially, politically, culturally. As you rightly said, that yoga, Ayurveda, these are the ancient old treasures which we cherish, we have been cherishing, and it will continue, helping whole humanity with the goal of that world is one family. So we've been hosting various forums, and healthcare has always been a very sweet spot for us. And through that healthcare, we have been actually for the last, we did last year the third healthcare summit, and this traditional medicine, holistic medicine has been a real focus that preventative, there are a lot more has been done on the disease management side, but on the prevention side, not much. Nobody pays much attention. So we thought that we need to focus on that. As you know, Canada is a publicly funded healthcare system, and budgets are very, very tight, and we need to promote prevention. And yoga, Ayurveda, meditation, mindful living, they all contribute towards that direction. And as a part of our outcome of the summit, we facilitated an MOU between All India Institute of Ayurveda and University Health Network, one of the very prominent hospital group out of Toronto, and to do an integrated research on integrated medicine. So, and bringing minister is a step further to that direction.
I'll bring in Ritesh on this. Ritesh, thank you very much, first of all, to highlight what we take so much pride in. And India, as we know, at least not just post-COVID, I'd say that India has always made efforts to head into research when it comes to Ayush medication, Ayurveda, and all sorts of natural sciences and alternative sciences that we take pride in. We are on war footing right now to go into research to make this more mainstream than it is.
Right.
And we believe, from what I hear from your minister in Canada, that you also attempt to bring a research center, or rather set up a research center in Canada and initiate proper study into Ayurveda, the benefits of it. Tell us what really led to this enlightenment for Canada.
I'll tell you, like when we go from India, I always tell everybody that, we are blessed that we were born in India, and we are equally fortunate that we are living in Canada. Canada is one of the most beautiful countries actually you could raise your family in. And I say that with a lot of pride and humility. But as Minister was saying before, that, India has given us such strong roots, and Canada has given us wings to actually, use those roots and do whatever we want to do in our life. I feel it is our far greater responsibility, whatever goodness we have in India, to share that with Canada and the world. And, like India also always has been about sharing. I mean, like when you said, when we were earlier talking, that we've not been able to commercialize or exploit Ayurveda. I think that is the beauty of Ayurveda, that it has not been commercialized. Today also, when Prime Minister Modi talks about Ayurveda, yoga, meditation, mindfulness, he's not talking about commercializing or selling it. He's talking about
way of life.
Sharing it with the world, sharing with the mankind. One world, one family, one health is the message which, India has been propagating for centuries. And, when particularly in COVID, we just thought that it is our far greater responsibility to see what goodness we can share with our new homeland, which is Canada, and see how it can help Canadians and world in general.